The commutative property of addition presented by Lisa Barbi. The commutative property of addition basically states that the atoms in an addition problem can be exchanged or moved around the addition symbol without changing the sum or outcome of the problem. For instance, 2 plus 3 equals 5 and 3 plus 2 equals 5. The Clemens and Sarama text, page 82, states children develop an early, primitive understanding of commutativity, then additive composition. Preschoolers show intuitive knowledge of commutativity by adding a group of 3 to a group of 1, yielding a group with the same number as adding the group of 1 to a group of 3. As expressed in the Clemens and Sarama textbook, children intuitively know the sum will remain the same. The Math Forum at Drexel gave excellent and relevant real-world examples that would be wonderful tools in modeling this property. An example of a real-world scenario demonstrating commutativity in action is to put your left shoe on your left foot and then put your right shoe on your right foot. Or you can change the sequence by putting your right shoe on and then putting on your left shoe. Either way, you arrive at the same outcome. Your shoes are on your feet. An example of a real-world scenario demonstrating what is not commutativity is to walk in the rain and then put your umbrella up. Obviously, these actions are not interchangeable. Copley states on page 90 of her textbook that young children do not need to learn the property in a formal manner, similar to the Clemens and Sarama textbook. Rather, teachers can promote recognition of the commutative property of addition. One way to make the connection between experience and the use of property, making the principle concrete, is through performing simple lessons, such as the shiny penny activity on page 90 of the Copley text. First, place 2 pennies in the palm of a student's left hand and ask him or her to hold them. Next, place 3 pennies in the palm of the student's right hand and ask him or her to hold them. Have the student notice that the sum of the pennies is 5. Ask the student to cross his or her hand. Have the student notice that the sum is still 5, even when his or her hands are in a different order. I have performed similar activities in which I had 2 students stand with pieces of chalk in their hands. They would switch places and still have the same amount of chalk in their hands. Although it sounds like a mundane activity, the movement and actual performance of the lesson or living the lesson seem to solidify the student's understanding of the principle, making it concrete rather than another abstract concept. Many mathematics websites offer interactive demonstrations and explanations, including this property. They have games and reasoning activities as well. Some sites I have used are basicmathematics.com, which is a great reference for both teachers and students as well, and it includes interactive activities and explanations for students. Coolmath.com is very interactive as well, with bright colors designed for students, whereas purplemath.com is a great reference for teachers, but may be a little high-end for students. Teaching about the commutative property of addition can be simple and easily incorporated into an integrated lesson including English language arts as well as other content areas. Integration can be easy in that you explain how the word commutative, or to commute, is to exchange, coming from the Latin root commutare. You can create an essential question in which the students discuss the process of commuting and examples of this behavior. And then you can incorporate the definition of the word and discussion of the essential question into mathematical examples. This concludes the presentation on the commutative property of addition. If you have any questions or would prefer or like additional information, please feel free to contact me.